Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hopefully you guys moving along with your box truck journey. If there's problems, that's okay. You gotta struggle through them. Nobody said it's gonna be easy. Had a nice day out in BC. No smoke down here yet, with all the fires happening around. It is July 6th today, plus 31 outside. Beautiful sunny, a little breeze as well. Finalized my paperwork, lease paperwork for my truck. I should be picking up my truck in the next couple of days if I have time. If not, then I might have to be over the weekend. But all the lease finance stuff went through. It's all good. Paid them a deposit. They asked me all the fees they needed and everything. So just a matter of waiting for them to finalize their stuff and pay the dealerships, so the truck is paid in full, and then me getting insurance on it. So hopefully I have the truck by the weekend, and we'll be able to do a nice walkthrough for you guys and show you all around. But what I wanted to talk about today is how to choose your company name properly for your box trucking business. To some people it might sound just a name, but name in the business actually means quite a bit. I mentioned that in my other video, that don't drive around with the numbered company. It just doesn't look professional, and you have to name it properly. You can't be driving around on a truck, and well, I mean you can, but it does not look good when you drive around in the box truck and on the side of your door it says Mike's Cucumbers Limited, right? So it just doesn't look professional, that's all. Here's another thing. When choosing your company name, make sure it represents what you do for business. It's very important. That way when the person reads your company name, instantly they'll know exactly what you're doing. And from my personal research lately, for the transportation companies, logistics, freight companies, you name them, they basically all mean the same. They all have to do something with moving freight from point A to point B. But as I said, this is my personal opinion. This is what I found, the tendency between all the companies in BC here. I'm sure it's all across Canada the same way, but here's what I found. A company that has logistics in their name is different than the company that says transportation in their name, and I'll explain why. Any company that I've contacted locally that has logistics in their company name, so it could be 123 ABC Logistics Limited or Incorporated Inc., you name it, right? But they have logistics in their company name, part of their name, let's put it that way. They are a larger company that is a one-stop shop. They offer huge list of services to their customers. It's warehousing, it's freight forwarding, transportation, like storing goods, like anything that has to do with freight, they'll do it. And usually those companies are named something logistics. Companies that have freight in their company name, part of their company name, are usually freight forwarders. So they'll take the freight. So basically they're just a middleman for and again, that's from what I've done research, and that's from what I noticed of the company. So any company that has ABC Freight Limited, they usually just basically a dispatcher or a broker. So they'll have a customer that wants something shipped, and they'll sub everybody out. So they don't do nothing but sit in the office or even at home on their phone and the computer, and that's it. So what you want to try and do if you're going after box trucking deliveries, basically, so all you're going to be doing is delivering loads. So you're going to be the subcontractor, the owner operator for the logistic companies, for the freight companies. So basically what you're gonna do is transport load from point A to point B. And there's two things you could put in your name. Well, three actually, let's put it that way. You can actually, I notice all the company names that have carrier as part of their name, they carry the load basically, right? So they'll deliver. That's all they do. They don't have a warehouse. Most of them don't even have an office. It's just an owner operator with 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 trucks, and you call them, they show up, they pick it up, they deliver it. Point A to point B, that's it. So they usually have carrier in their name. Same goes for transportation or transport for a short version of it. So you could be ABC Carrier, you could be ABC Transportation Limited, or you could be ABC Transport Limited. So since you're going after box trucking, just delivering without having an actual physical location, a warehouse, or forwarding freight for anybody, choose your name a little more carefully than you think. Like, I mean, don't spend half an hour. Don't spend half a year picking your name for your company, but choose it wisely, right? So it has to represent. So if you're just going to be transporting, just go for Mike's Transportation Limited, or Mike's Quick Transport Inc., something like that, right? But when the person reads your company name, then they'll know right away you're transporting. You're a transporter. You will transport something from point A to point B, across the province, across the country, across the continent, doesn't matter, right? You're a transporting company, you're a transportation company. And so that would be the best two things to put in your company name, either transport/transportation or carrier. That will mean a lot of things to customers when they actually call you, or even if it's a larger logistics company that's hiring you, right? There's another thing that people put in their name is trucking, but again, what I found from my research here locally is that any trucking company that has trucking part of their name, they usually run big tractor trailers. So they end up naming their company ABC 123 Trucking Limited, right? And those are the guys that usually have big trucks, the highway trucks, right? The long 53-footer trailers and stuff like that, right? So I don't know if I mentioned that before. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but there is a Canadian government website. I guess it's a Canadian government website, but they have a free database search on the companies nationally, which means across Canada, and you can check if the company is registered or not for free. I'll put the link in the description. You go in there, you put a company name in there, and it's basically, you kind of put keywords in there, and it'll show you any companies that are registered in Canada, active or inactive. So there's some companies that have been closed, so if they've been closed for quite a while, you can use their name. It'll say like it's closed or something rather, right? So if it's closed, you can actually use the name. And some of them will say it's active. If you punch in the keywords and it doesn't show anything, that means nobody has any similar keywords in that company, for those company names. But it's free to use. Don't actually put LTD or Inc. in there. So if you're searching for a Mike's Transport Limited, don't put LTD in there or Limited. Just go Mike's Transport. And any company in Canada that has Mike's Transport or transportation, you can use transport, but it will even pull up transportation because it's part of that word, it's part of that keyword. It will show you if there's a company registered, and if it's active or not. It will show you which province it's registered in. So obviously if there's an exact match to the company, then you will not be able to register it locally in your province, federally pretty much, right? Because when you register a corporation in Canada, it goes federally. So there cannot be two same companies, let's say in BC and Alberta. So if I register a company in British Columbia, that's it. Nobody else can take it anywhere in Canada. So I'll post the link in the description. You go on there if you want to do some research. You punch in, and well, I don't care. You put a dash something rather, any name you want, any name you're thinking of naming your company, you can put that in there and search it and see if it comes up. If it doesn't, then you clear to go and register that name. If it does, you can see if it's active. If it's active, you're out of luck. or it could be similar keywords as well, so you could tweak it a little bit. Let's say if it was Mike's Transportation Limited, technically you could name your company Mike's Quick Transportation Limited. Technically you can, but you want to avoid being such a close name just for lawsuits. That's about it, right? So if that guy ever gets rich and he decides to take you to court, he will win, because all you did is add an extra word in your company name, and it's not sufficient enough to win a court case. So once again, I'll post a link in the description. Think about your name, do some research. It's free of charge. You go in there, you do as many searches as you want, you see if the company's active or not, and then you go from there. That's what I wanted to bring up, guys, and hopefully I'll talk to you over the weekend when I get my truck, and I'll do a video on that one. All right, you guys take care.